Yo, what's up everybody? It's your host, MA, with another episode of Heat Vlog Spot. Today is Saturday, September 26th, and it's going to be the episode of recapping Game 5 a little bit. Unfortunately, the Heat did not close out the series against the Celtics, which I do not like saying. It's hurting me right now. A little late. We'll get into it, guys. Ugh. Alright. So guys, thanks for joining though. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm sure Friday didn't start off the right way for us, but real quick before we get started though, if you can, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that comment, hit that share, hit that everything. Whatever you're doing, just please do me a favor. Hit that and it'll be all good. Send me a comment, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Twitter at HeatVlogSpot. You can email me at Gmail, email me at heatvlogspot@gmail.com. And again, if you guys ever want to be on the show, please hit me up. Email me, hit me up on Twitter. It's all good. More than happy to have guests and talk about the Heat. Because that's all the dream. Sit around all day and talk about the Heat. I can do that all day. So hit me up. Alright. So yeah, unfortunately, Game 5, the Heat being up 3-1, one win away from the finals, we end up losing to the Celtics, 121-108. And I don't know what to tell you guys, because the first half I was feeling good. I'm sure most of you guys watched it or watched the highlights by now, so I don't have to tell you guys too much about this. But that first half, that was great. We played awesome. Duncan Robinson was going off. It was raining threes. Everyone was playing really well. I thought as a team we were together. And I think everyone saw the goal and was like, okay, we're one win away. And I'm on Twitter. I don't know if you guys are following me on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter saying we're only 24 minutes away from the finals. Here we go. Just keep attacking the paint and we'll be fine. And then I don't know what happens, but second half starts, we lay an egg, and the Celtics come with fire and heat, and they come with the right amount of energy to win the game. And it just sucks because we were actually playing really well. This is a game that we were wanting to see for a while. We wanted to see Duncan Robinson go off for a while, right? And we always thought once Duncan goes off, we're gonna win. That's it. That's the guy who makes everybody open when he starts hitting threes and shit. But unfortunately, just wasn't the case. Tyler Hero wasn't shooting as well. Our shooters like Jay Crowder weren't shooting that well. On a night where Jimmy actually had a really good all-around game, I think Bam did play really well, but he probably wasn't as aggressive as we needed him to be. But I honestly thought because our first half was going so well, I think everyone was just getting touches, Duncan in particular, but it was just going so well, our defense, that for whatever reason, the second half happened, and everything just laid an egg. We just laid an egg. I don't know what happened. And I say the first half, the biggest reason we were so successful is because we kept driving the ball. We kept going to the free throw line consistently, so putting pressure on the Celtics defense, and we're getting a high amount of shots in the paint, at a high percentage. We weren't missing a lot of bunnies or anything like that. And I thought that's all we need to do to consistently win this game. We just have to keep doing this the next half, and we'd be fine. And I thought it was going to just get easier for us, because that means more threes. They're going to start collapsing more because they're going to notice that we're just eating up the paint. And it was the opposite, honestly. Then the Celtics took our game plan and basically attacked us for 24 minutes straight. And for some reason, we kept chucking up threes. We kept thinking our three-point shooting was going to bail us out again, I think. I had that feeling that the whole team just started relying on the three-point shot, and it is what it is. It wasn't working out. And our defense wasn't enough on a night where the Celtics were playing with their backs behind, their backs on the wall. They're going to go home. Win or go home at this point for them. And we couldn't close out the series. It's disappointing. Very disappointing. Guys, that's a mental thing. That's all mental. What happened, we had a mental collapse. And even Udonis Haslem, you can see him in the second half, talking to the players, trying to pump them up and get them hyped and get them focused and to win this game. And I thought for a second there we were going to do our famous comeback in the second half. And even if we're down double digits, we're just going to figure it out and beat them. It didn't happen though. Didn't happen. And you hear the post interviews and everything. Bam is blaming himself. Bam's like he should have played better from the jump. Jimmy's just knows they're gonna play better. It's just everyone's saying the things, and I think it is. It was just a lot of mental. And this is our third loss of this playoffs, and I think no one's really beating us still. I don't think a team's really beating us because we did not play 100%. Like, we are not playing a full 48 minutes. I don't know what we're waiting for. I don't know why our team keeps doing this. It's something I think Jimmy and the leaderships of this team, the coaches of this team, have to figure out before the finals. Like, how do we get this team to stay locked in and focused and moving at a high motor for 48 minutes? We need to figure that out. We're just not doing a good job right now, unfortunately. But I mean, bright sides are, Jimmy looked aggressive. He was very, very good offensively. The Jimmy Butler we were waiting for, he showed up for most of the game. But I think we need that for the whole game. If we're gonna close the series out, and I think we need to close it out in Game 6. Like, I think we are, but it's more important that we do, because we don't want to give the Celtics any more confidence than they already have. Like, I'm sure they're building confidence right now. That was a big win. This series can still go to Game 7, which is win or go home. Anyone could take it. And I don't think we wanted to go there. I'm doing this episode right now during the Lakers and Nuggets game, so I don't know who's winning. But, if the Lakers win, they can be there first. And then they get more break time now. We could have had a chance to get to the finals first, have some more rest in the Lakers, and it is what it is. So hopefully the Nuggets pull it out and Bella's out a little bit, but I don't know. I haven't been watching the game. So, but I think our whole playoffs, everything's wrong with us. It's just self-inflicted. I don't think a team has really figured us out and bothered us enough that, we get off our game plan. Like, that's not the reason why we stopped playing, because the Celtics end up, like, doing some great scheme or whatever. Brad Stevens ends up finding something else. Like, we just let go of the gas, and I don't know, for whatever reason, we just think that we're going to come back very easily, and we just don't. And we just fall. So that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. I don't even want to highlight anybody big in this game, because really wasn't anybody. Nothing happened. And if you look in the stats, basically it's showing why we lost is because of rebounding. They had 50 rebounds when he had 38 rebounds. That's 12 rebound difference. No way you're going to win a game like that. And they had 13 offensive boards. 13 offensive boards, just showing you how much more they wanted it, while we only had 6. Clearly, it's a heart thing. It's mental. It's not, who's better anymore. And then they shot more threes than us. They beat us by 14 points, and they hit 12 threes, and we only hit 7 threes. That's a 5-3 difference. That's 15 points off threes different from us. That they won the game basically on 3-pointers too. Just 3-pointers and rebounds were it, because we only had 13 turnovers. They had 11 turnovers. Not really that big of a deal. They had 56 points in the paint. We had 48 points in the paint. Not really that big of a deal. We shot 45% from the field. They shot 45% from the field. It really was just 3-point shooting and rebounding. Like, effort. Our defense wasn't there then. That means we weren't running them out the line and making sure they had a tougher shot. They were getting their shots in. And they were getting the rebounds that they missed. That's one thing I hate about the zone. The zone makes it very hard to get rebounds, because now everyone has to figure out who they're checking, who they're boxing out once the ball goes up. And if 2 people misread it, the ball is going to be free to somebody else on the Celtics. And then that's easy points for them. But I think Spo's going to figure this out. We played a lot more players. We played Kelly O. We played DJ. We went a little deeper in the bench. We played Solomon Hill still. And I think, though, and that the only reason that happens is because we went to foul trouble. But I don't want to blame this game on foul trouble, because this shouldn't have to happen. And we're this far already in the playoffs. We're one win away from the finals. We need to, again, evolve. And if our top players end up in foul trouble, the next man up has to take over. And that just didn't happen. On a night where Tyler Hero was getting, the defense was on him. They were hawking him all game. Duncan Robinson actually goes off. We just needed someone else to do it, and Jay Crowder unfortunately wasn't on fire, and Bam wasn't doing his thing early. Dragic is consistent, so he did get his points eventually, and then Jimmy was on foul trouble, and just Jimmy, like we all know, he's just not an offensive superstar. You know, doesn't have bags of tricks and handles to get a shot. You know, it's a lot of energy expended for him to use his offense. So it was just a combination of those things, but the two top things is we didn't get enough rebounds and we allowed too many three-pointers to go in compared to us. So very simple. But do I think we're gonna win Game 6? 100%. I don't think we're gonna lose. I think Jimmy, everyone knows what's gonna happen. They're just gonna set their mind right, and now they know, like, this team ain't gonna lay down now. Now we know that even if we play okay, like good, but not great for 24 minutes, like we still need to bring it for another 24 minutes because that other team does not want to go home yet. So we need to finish this out, just play hard for the whole game, and it'll be all right. We know what to do. Now we just need to go do it. You know, easier said than done a lot of times, but if you know what to do, just go do it. All right, guys. Well, that's the episode for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And whatever you're doing, again, if you can, follow, like, subscribe, share, comment, hit me up. It's all good. Facebook and Twitter. Again, if you guys ever want to join, send me an email, eatblogspot@gmail.com. Appreciate it. It's really fun to have you guys. All right. Next game's on Sunday tomorrow, 7:30 on ESPN. Hope you guys are ready. Don't forget to wear your black. And